So I'm at Lavant House and I'm come to pick up my prints. So look, it's a lovely house in the countryside. It used to be an all-girls school many years ago, but now they've got these outbuildings, and I'm just going to go and grab a quick cup of tea first, cup of coffee, before I go and collect the prints. And yeah, all ready for getting ready for the art trail. So here we go. But today's mission is also to start a new drawing in my Darkwood sketchbook. So quick coffee and let's get started. Right, here's the cafe, nice and quiet. You can sit outside, but I'm going to sit inside today. Right, so that's the coffee done, and just coming out now to go and pick up the prints. Okay, so we're back in my studio. Just gonna have a look at this character. So I don't know where the idea came from this guy, but you've probably seen the sketches develop. So I thought I'd go a little bit of a creature theme for this drawing, and I came up with this idea. I suppose I was thinking of a bit of a praying mantis, but you can see it's slightly different. I got like, you see a lot of these creatures with like a feathery antennae sticking out from the jowls and stuff. So it didn't start off that way, but it developed into like a feathery feelers, quite a not scaly skin, but you can see all of the bit like on your hands, the contours, not the contours, the way the skin has a little, I suppose, it's textured, and where you can see that the skin forms little clusters. Not sure what the word is, but anyway. So I got this main character drawn out. I think, as most of the drawings, I'll give the clothing a little bit of thought. So I haven't decided what I'm doing there. But this guy came up pretty quickly. So I started with just this form of the mask, and it kind of organically developed. I suppose it's a bit like the death mask you used to see in old medieval drawings. Anyway, so this character is just forming part of the background, creating a story. I gave him a bit of a paunch, which he's standing. I'm not sure what he's holding at the moment. I think it could be kind of some kind of firearm, but I have yet to decide, and yet to decide what he's wearing. But happy with the shape of the helmet here. I'm trying to keep it quite simple, not overdevelop it. So I was working on the eyes. I think I might just do like a split eyelet, where you've got like a tear dropping down. There you go. And then obviously it has to have a form. So I might just put it in what will be the eye socket and the bottom part of the eye. Although this is the helmet, but it's kind of forming that shape. And then whether it's going to be a flat nose or a pointy nose. So if I do a flat nose, it would be too comical. So I'll probably get rid of this line and just keep it to a very pointy shape. And then I need to decide what I'm going to do with like I say, with the clothing. But I'll come back to that. I might do it so he's got loads of pouches around his waist. So you've already sketched in an idea for a pouch. And then, I could do his stomach is overhanging the belt here. Chunky belt there. Chunkier belt than that. And I have these pouches. So if he's got a firearm, these could be ammunition pouches or gunpowder pouches. So I thought I would also introduce one of the reoccurring characters from the Darkwood series. So in this case, it's going to be one of the city guards. They're a great big stocky. I think they're more bear wolf type creatures. I haven't really given it too much thought. If you look at some of the drawings, they kind of reminiscence of a bear or a huge dog, but let's call them bear wolves, just for the sake of it. And the city guards are, like I say, a reoccurring character. So have recurring locations, creatures, characters. It is, after all, a world building sketchbook series. I do have to apologise for the different audio quality, or the difference in the audio on this video. I have a quite a bad eye condition at the moment, which meant that it's been very difficult to concentrate and work. So this video is a little bit rushed. I would insert a picture of how I look with my eye, which is had a piece of grit inside, and it got infected, and it all went swollen and bloodshot. But I won't. I might use that picture for a future image in one of my Darkwood pictures. But needless to say, this video is a little bit rushed. I've been struggling with the poor vision. One eye's quite blurry, the other one's fine, but can't look at something too long. So I haven't spent a lot of time actually producing this video. So it's kind of coupled together. What I will say on this part here is I do represent different textures with different types of shading in. So you can see here with the city guard's uniform, they're kind of like a heavy fabric, not hessian, but heavy woolen jackets, I suppose. And what I tend to do is, rather than do the dotting in or dashing in for the shading, I would do very tight scribbles. So with a very fine tip liner, and that kind of works. So it gives it a slightly different texture. Okay, as per my previous video, with the sketchbooks, I do tend to go and visit coffee shops a lot. Any opportunity to go and sit down for a quick coffee, maybe an hour, 2 hours, is my idea of heaven. So I used the opportunity to work on the background, giving it some thought. I decided to place these characters outside a cafe in Darkwood. It could be down in Dinglebottom. Okay, so I might as well line in the embroidery on this guy's collar, or this character's collar. Very sort of dragon inspired. I've done a quick pencil outline, so it's probably a good idea for me to start. Actually, it's probably a good idea for me not to do this now. Like I say, I've only got one eye that's working, the other one's patched up for now. But let's go for it. Okay, so adding some details on the beads and the bracelets for this character. Fast approaching the end now, so just concentrating now on the skin tone, the skin texture of this main character. So still got to work on his head, his eyes, the arms. Got a little bit of work to do on the fabric, but it's coming to an end. So the city guard is just waiting for the face to be worked on, which I'll pick up in a second. Okay, fast approaching the end, so working on the eyes. I thought I'd give the eyes a little bit of a luminous, a glowing sensation, luminous look. Anyway, the eyes are done, so you can now see from the initial sketch, the concept of the drawing and the final results. So I hope you can see there's a story in all of these pictures. The story's yet to be told, but I think you can make up your own story when you look at these moments in time in Darkwood. So the last thing to do is just sign the drawing, and then a quick thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.